Would you like to know the top 10 quick surveillance techniques for professional private investigators? Well, if you said yes, then this video is for you. I will cover the top 10 secret surveillance techniques and a bonus tip, what equipment and other essentials that you need on surveillance in just a second. Hey, welcome to the PI Guy, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. My name is John Morris. I am a licensed professional private investigator in Colorado. Now, when it comes to surveillance for private investigators, there is a lot that you need to know. I have an entire playlist dedicated to surveillance training on this channel, and I will leave a link down below for your reference after this video is over. Now, the list I have today is the quick secret techniques you need to know to make your surveillance as successful as possible. Really quick, go down, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button to show your support for the PI Guy channel. Number one on our list is to always know the area where you're going to be conducting surveillance. I mean, know it, folks, inside and out. Don't just Google it and glance at the map or the street view. I mean, know it before you ever get there. No matter how well you think you know the neighborhood, things will be different once you arrive on scene. Now, you go on Google, you drop down to the street view, and you drive through the neighborhood. Use those arrows on the roadways to maneuver around. Look for potential stationary surveillance positions. Look for those perfect lawns and those not so perfect lawns. Those perfect lawns may not be the best ones to park in front of, and sometimes those not so perfect ones can indicate a potential rental or an empty house. And look for spots between property lines where you can park. Look for all egress and ingress points. I often look for shopping centers on Google, then I Google the driving instructions from the target residence to the shopping center to see all possible avenues of travel. If at all possible, I go and visit the site prior. I prefer to do this several days prior or the afternoon or evening right before I go out on surveillance if it's close enough to me. Secret technique number 2 is subject awareness. Know your subject inside and out. Do a social media check on them. What are their likes? What are their dislikes? Is your subject a fitness type that may go to the gym early in the morning, or a hiker that might go to the lake or a park or the mountains to do some hiking? Do they drink? Do they smoke? What other habits can you decipher from the social gold mines out there? Number 3 is here already. This one goes along with number 2. Run a background on your subject. You need to know things like how many speeding tickets have they had. This knowledge can come in really handy during mobile surveillance. Are they prone to violence? One too many assault charges in their past? That might be nice to know as well. If I see a huge felony rap sheet on my subject, I will be discussing the use of multiple investigators with my client. Number 4 is here already. Go down and hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and show your support for the PI Guy channel. Now, make sure your surveillance vehicles are everyday plain vehicles. Nothing that stands out. I like crossover SUVs, or what is often referred to as soccer mom cars. Silver in color, it looks like half of the other cars out there on any given day. Your surveillance vehicle needs to be practical and utilitarian for your needs. Make sure you can jump from the front seat to the back seat and vice versa if needed. Make sure you have adequate tinting, but not limbo tint. That will definitely make you stand out. My first surveillance vehicle was a black 2-door Pontiac Grand Prix with dark, and I mean dark tinted windows, and man, I love that car. But in retrospect, you know what? I know why I got burned so many times those early days. Number 5 is here in our top 10 list of secret surveillance techniques for private investigators. But wait, that's not all. After the top 10 list, we will discuss what equipment and other essentials that you need on your checklist. Never make eye contact with your subject. This is really hard for so many surveillance investigators. Never means never. Don't look in their side mirror or their rear view mirror while you're following them. Don't stare at them in restaurants or stores. If you walk past them face to face, keep looking ahead or look at your phone or look at somebody else. More than likely, if you make eye contact, they will remember seeing you later. Planning your arrival and departures on scene is number 6. This sort of goes along with number 1. Make sure you know ahead of time which way you will come into the neighborhood, where will you park, and do it as quickly as possible. As well, know how to exit the neighborhood at the end of the day as discreetly as possible, not drawing any attention to yourself. Nothing says, "Hello, I'm here, do you see me?" than a PI who pulls into a neighborhood at 6 a.m. and drives by 3 or 4 times really slow, parks in a spot, then moves. Then he fumbles around through their stuff, and then they park in another spot and they move. Make sure you have parking spot number 1, 2, and 3 figured out. If number 1 is taken, you go to number 2. If number 2 is taken, you go to number 3. If number 3 is taken, you panic. No, wait, don't panic. Just regroup, exit the neighborhood, get on your phone, look at Google, and make up plan number D. Number 7 on our list of top 10 secret surveillance techniques. Don't leave your equipment out in plain sight. I don't care how much tinting you have. If the sun is shining, people can see inside your car when they walk by. If they see your camera, they see your binoculars, and they see papers sitting there with people's pictures on them, it looks a little creepy, folks. I make sure my equipment is accessible but not visible. I usually hold my camera so it isn't noticeable. I also keep all my papers inside of a dark folder or a box or face down. Now, I'm going to get a lot of flack from some veteran PIs for technique number 8, but yes, I do use my cell phone camera many times on surveillance. Everyone has a phone in their hand and they're holding it up just like you're reading your email or your text. It's just normal, folks. Holding a camcorder up in your windshield, well, that's not so normal. I also use my covert cameras a lot, even for regular surveillance video. Now, obviously, you can't zoom in well with these devices, but you can crop an image if needed to get a face shot for a report, or you can use a regular camera for the zoom-in times and a cell phone or a covert camera for other times. Once the subject has been identified by things such as their clothing, their hair color, and other physical attributes, it's usually easy to pick them out in the video. Number 9 is here. Now go down, click that thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button really quick for me. Identify an identifiable part of your subject's vehicle early in the game. Look for things like bumper stickers, broken lights, scratches, child seats, special license plates, letterings such as LS or Special Edition, anything that will help you when you're on mobile surveillance. Murphy's Law for mobile surveillance, folks, goes like this. If any car you are following is easy to identify, then 10 more identical cars will be on the road that day when you go mobile. Okay, here we are, number 10. But wait, there's also the bonus tips. What equipment and other essentials do you need on your surveillance checklist right after number 10? But really quick, now I know I ask this a lot, but please hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That really helps the PI Guy channel out a lot. Number 10 is no distractions, folks. No Facebook, no Twitter, no emails, no texts, no games, no movies. Keep your focus on the target at all times. This simple technique will increase your surveillance productivity beyond measure. I know it gets boring out there. I know the latest movies are at your fingertips. I also know you're getting paid to do surveillance. Those distractions can hinder you far beyond what you know. In fact, you don't know how much they hinder you because you never see what you never see while you're distracted. So keep your eyes on the prize, folks. Okay, here is that list of equipment and other essentials that you need to have on your surveillance checklist. First, make sure your camera settings like the time and the screen brightness are set correctly before you head out on surveillance, and make sure the battery on your camera is charged. Have a good set of binoculars in a discreet place in your vehicle that you can easily grab when you need them. Make sure you have a notepad and a pen for quick notes. You can't always pull up your notepad app on your phone all of the time. Just keep a little notepad and a pen accessible for when you need to jot something down real fast. You will need a cell phone, and you need to make sure it is charged and you have a way to charge it in your car. Food and drink is always necessary. Make sure it is appropriate food and drink for surveillance. Folks, believe it or not, clothing is essential while on surveillance. If you don't believe me, just ask any cop out there. But extra clothing is just as important. You need clothing to change into if the weather changes abruptly, or if you need to go on foot surveillance multiple times. Now, food is fuel for your body. Make sure your surveillance vehicle has fuel too. Always fuel up right before arriving on scene, and while you're fueling up, clean those windows on your vehicle too. Hey, thanks for watching the PI Guy, tips, tricks, and advice for professional private investigators just like you. Now go down, hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button to show your support for the PI Guy channel. Right here are 2 more videos I've made just for you. And remember folks, stay safe out there.